Excited to know
I am
for you.
insulted for Sumail that there are even people doubting the Storm Spirit, the greatest Storm player to ever play the game, with the greatest suck behind him to ever suck this game.
Damn.
That didn't come out too well, but I mean, this is a combo Aster are super comfortable with.
You hear that, BoBoKa?
I don't care.
You're the greatest to ever suck it.
I don't care about some monkey Slark analysis.
Pichu is going to be giving up first blood, I believe, but Zai will be the return kill. That is, unfortunately given over to the Disruptor. And am I counting that right? Yeah, they got 3 bounty runes for Liquid as well. So first blood plus bounty runes. Already, Liquid off to a blazing start. Even the King is going to have a hard time dealing with that.
Or I mean, this is pretty biased now. I mean, you can't say what I was saying literally. You know, I mean, I think Monet is definitely going to struggle here a little bit.
Oh yeah, Monet is going to struggle just a little bit. It's going to be a hard game for him.
The dodge though, the dodge.
Okay.
And then they get the return.
Okay, that's still not enough. If he spots him, if he's in range, I don't think he's in range. He's not
this
going to be able to
this is an
Storm.
easy game for the King, as we all
Easy
expected
game
here.
for the King.
Storm's about to pop the hell off. All Monet needs to do is keep surviving. I agree, this Brood Monkey matchup is like pretty deceptive. I think, honestly, I feel when Brood is in the meta, it is either first pick or last pick. There's no in between. And I think this is a first pick Brood meta, and I think when Brood is first pick, you don't care about anything. Like, you're picking this hero with the idea that it can go multiple lanes, but also play different styles and play around anything because you are confident in your Brood strategy as a whole and what the hero's going to offer you. It's not about, like, oh, they got some Naga or some troll or something. You know?
Sure, yeah.
So I kind of agree, like, okay, you get Monkey King. If the Monkey King is good for Aster, then the pick is fine, but if it's not good for them, then it's not stopping Brood. It doesn't eliminate Brood's impact on the game. So that is a big factor here, and I think the Monkey King is okay for Aster if the Storm gets off to a fast pace, and then Monet can join the skirmishes pretty early on an active carry and help snowball that. But if the Storm is not off to a fast pace, then yeah, you're going to be stuck here playing Liquid style of Dota. Zai gets glimpse back top and smackdown.
Easy kill for Monet, and he still has Jingu stack to heal up a little bit more.
Easy Aster prediction here is...
I mean, the Aster is kind of set up. It's kind of interesting. I think both the Broodmother and the Ember Spirit are similar in that regard, right? Where I think they're both heroes that you can pick early, because while there is some unfavorable matchups, you just kind of feel good about the hero no matter what. But both lanes are Aster favored, right? At least a little bit.
I'd say early on, yes. I expect the Storm to free farm mid versus the Ember. And I kind of expect Monkey King to do well, at least in the 1 through 3. I can see the level 1 going really bad for Monkey if his support is weak, but I think Pichu did a decent job here, forcing the trades with the Glimpse, and Monet is having an okay start. I think this lane gets hard for him, especially with Skywrath Mage eventually beating Disruptor out, but if they can keep playing for kills and then trade it up that way, I think Monkey King can get out of this lane.
It also seems like Sumail is running away with mid lane just a bit.
Well, of course he is. Was there ever any doubt?
I mean, I think there's a little doubt.
Let me tell
Nisha's also one of the best mid laners in the world.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. The King is the King for a reason, okay? And the issue with Aster is what happens after the first 10 minutes. Because when Sumail just gets to play his 1v1 mid, he doesn't need to know Chinese. But after 10 minutes, suddenly the vocabulary requirements start to go up at an increasing rate, and that is one of the issues I've seen for Aster.
Monet is going to get run down here underneath the tower. The final nuke running at him and will fall. Now, it does look like Zai is probably going to get traded out here as, yep, Pichu. It's actually on a killing spree. He's gotten so many of these last hits. I'm not sure if Monet's happy about that.
Probably not. Honestly, though, net worth-wise, he's doing fine. Yeah, I mean, the bigger factor for this early game, because CS is one thing, but when you're going for these kill trade lanes, it's a lot about how much gold your carry's getting out of it. So honestly, Aster is still okay with this early game. And actually 3 deaths on Brood. I mean, the first one was on the rune, so I'm not going to count that, but 2 deaths on Brood in lane. At least you're slowing Zai down a bit here. He's not super happy with where the creep wave is right now, and that'll allow Pichu to rotate mid. to contest these water runes away from Nisha with a glimpse.
Yeah, they're going for the kill, but at the same time, iNSaNiA was going for the water rune bottom, shows up to the lane, goes for the kill. Nisha dodges the Remnant with the slight, and as a result, Liquid are going to be able to pick up kills on both, but miCKe is going to get run down in the safe lane. So it does come at a trade-off. They brought extra heroes into this lane from mid, but they are giving away miCKe's game a bit.
I'm surprised miCKe dies there. Like, he had range off one, and he still goes down to a no-stun lane bottom. It's a huge find for XXS down here, who is having the way better time in the CS department. He's doubling up miCKe just because it's an Underlord. It's an Underlord Pugna. Insane harass, insane early game CS trading down here. Aster's offlane is owning this early game. That is a good sign. It's going to create pressure. These rotations come to mid, but like you said, they get punished. So I don't know if Sumail is too sad about that, considering it was a 3-on-2. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, only so much you could do against ganking firepower like that. I do like the fact that they set up the Underlord to... I think this is very much a momentum-based lane, right? Most Underlord lanes are, right? The more CS you get, the harder you hit, the harder it is for the enemy carry to sit in lane against you. But in particular, Slark, who's usually pretty good against these tanky offlaners, you put a good 4 position with him, you start winning the lane, Slark is just going to have a really hard time getting any CS.
Yeah, I mean, he just had to ferry out Salve, so that's rough. Some of this net worth being burned off miCKe, just to factor the trades here.
Got some blood grenades, can't forget. Thank you.
There's a lot of blood grenades.
JJ's making sure you know.
Was that the infographic? I actually couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Wait, he has a blood
They
grenade.
brought up the no.
Oh my.
They brought up the
tricked me,
consumable gold spent and then hovered over the blood grenade.
I'm gonna find JJ. I'm gonna have a special word with him.
Where are you,
Blood
JJ?
grenade thrown out mid as all the spells land here, but Pichu is goddamn tanky.
Yeah, not tanky enough though. iNSaNiA is still able to pick up the kill. Level 6 on Sumail, but level 6 on Nisha as well, so no obvious kill available here. So we got the power rune.
Nisha did. He got an illusion. Okay. He's pretty happy about that, considering he's sitting top of the board here and has opened up a decent lead against Sumail just thanks to the ganks here from Liquid. I don't think that lane was going that well for him, but...
No, he was losing out on CS
sure.
by a pretty heavy amount, to be honest.
And I'm pretty surprised he's this far ahead. He's like 500 or 600 ahead, and the net worth is even favorable for Sumail. It's just the one kill, I guess. I'm not sure where all that net worth came from, actually.
More bounty runes, I would say, for one, right? They got 3 at the start,
yeah.
and there's maybe more they've gotten since. Arrow gonna stop boBoKa. Oh, he mistimed it. They're gonna have to just have a click off, and iNSaNiA still gets it. So Wisdom Rune being stolen away. They really need this kill to punish him, but he's got leap. So I think iNSaNiA is away.
It's a big find. Denying a lot of XP, especially with the start that the Aster supports had in terms of finding these kills. They were already pretty high level. They're going to go for Zai a 3rd time at top. They have the blood grenade, they have the trade. How much are you going to miss?
They're going to go for iNSaNiA as well. They do manage to get the pull back, get that kill while Zai dies. So Aster getting some nice turnarounds here in this moment, despite losing out on the Wisdom Rune. And again, they do need that experience. Like you said, they're already getting some of it out of these kills, but you really want to make sure the Pugna gets to 6, right? Because you've got this potent combo of Storm Pugna.
Yes, you want the Suck Up and you want Static Storm Up. They're 2 very important spells this game.
And boBoKa is the best to ever do it.
That's true. He is the best at sucking. Yeah, I'll give him that title any day. He's going to try and defend his ward. Sumail's going to come back in. They're going to look for this 8-minute rune. It's a regen.
Oh, you want that real bad.
Denied it from the king.
He has to give it away. Oh, wow. Nisha denied it. I thought iNSaNiA was, when you said denied it, I thought iNSaNiA went for it, but...
No, Nisha was just out of there. I mean, Pichu thought he was going to remnant on top. Or maybe try and do his, remnant through trick that we've seen him do 1,000 times.
Is this a change, or have I literally just blanked this the entirety of my Dota career? Like, you can't remnant through kinetic field? Like, he threw out the kinetic field, and I swear to God he threw a remnant, but it didn't go anywhere. Am I crazy?
You can throw a remnant through kinetic field.
Yeah, like you can, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be able to?
I don't know.
Is that actually a thing? That sounds ridiculous.
I thought Nisha threw out a remnant.
No, I think he just... No, maybe. I mean, that's another issue, but I don't think it had anything to do with kinetic field.
Okay. Maybe I just missed something. Or maybe
you
he
can
didn't.
definitely remnant through kinetic field, actually. 100%. That is not a thing. Monet gonna Wukong command top.
And with the Wukong's command, with the kinetic field, with the glimpse, they've got a really, I mean, I really like Disruptor plus Monkey King. They got some nice support core combos. Disruptor Monkey King plus the Pugna Storm Spirit. Ooh, BoBoKa does die in the mid lane.
They just left Zai on an island in the 1v2, and that is where Aster are getting the punish. I think in the 1-on-1, the Monkey can't do this, but in the 2-on-1,
like James, Arrow, I guess there is a similar combo on the side of Liquid, but it doesn't land.
Yeah, this is where Liquid have devoted their resources. It's to mid. They're choosing Nisha over Zai here, hoping it'll pay off in the mid game. It might if Nisha can abuse the levels and make something happen on the map, but it does feel like they've kind of just abandoned the Brood a little too much, and Monet has gotten a lot out of this lane, man. He's going back for Battle Fury on top of having healing lotuses off the pool, plus an Orb of Corrosion, plus that room handle. There's a lot of armor, a lot of extra right-click power through Monet in this early game. Like, he could easily join these mid-fights if he wants to, and there's a gate.
Oh, the arrow! Oh, no! And now the Mystic Flare on top of it. It's still not enough, though. Sumail is actually going to go back into it. Thanks to the Underlord being here, he feels confident, and he is, and he should be, manages to dodge a little bit of Starstorm action. Does need some extra top off here on the mana department. Ooh. Arrow, another one, slips right past Sumail. Zai comes back into it, but I think Sumail has enough. Great Static Storm, though, with the Firestorm on top. That's going to be some decent damage with Monet showing up. A glimpse back into that one. No, nice dodge with the slight there from Nisha. Sumail still lacking the mana to be a part of this one, so it's just going to be XXS and Monet who try and go for punish. But because miCKe and Nisha, a little bit too mobile, no lockdown, they're going to be good.
That's okay. Take a quick visit to the 7-Eleven over here.
Yep.
Would be Witchblade first for Sumail, who's back to having a pretty solid game after some of that kill involvement. And that is the early engagement that Monet can join off of those kills top that are really paying it back for Aster here, getting their supports up those level 6s, instantly putting them to use, and another quick smoke to try and continue Sumail's involvement and punish Nisha not having remnants here. They all got used earlier.
And silence, though. Ooh, the heal. Not enough. Sumail ends up going down. They thought they could get the punish, but instead, I mean, at this point in time, you just have to expect there's going to be both supports behind Nisha at all times.
Yeah, it's been a trialing mid. Sumail is not happy about that one, as another arrow will seal BoBoKa's fate, even without remnants. Nisha's so tanky. I'm surprised Sumail is dying this fast, to be honest. Like, he's pretty damn tanky. He went for a Raindrop, Wand, Falcon Blade, early Chainmail with Strength Tread. It's like 1500 HP Storm with a crap ton of armor for this early in the game. He just melts. I mean, that is Skywrath Mirana, single target magic burst.
You're up in the magic damage by a lot with 2 levels of the seal. So, arrow almost landing onto the Disruptor. XXS seems to be wanting to play a little bit more around mid. He keeps on rotating over here.
I don't like that he's just here, though. I think the benefit that Aster should be getting on the map when Liquid forces trialing mid is that you're abusing the side lane matchups, which should be okay for you in the one-on-ones because you have the gate potential to then join these ganks if Liquid overextend.
What if Underlord sat mid and then that freed up those 3 to roam around?
But I don't know where you roam to, I guess, is the thing. Like, I think that move becomes very obvious. I guess you can try and gank miCKe, who went back for Midas, by the way. So he is going to catch up in this game on the Slark.
They're going to go for top. Smoke on smoke, though. They've already set up. They got the silence on Sumail. He's dead in an instant. And Nisha is going to be Static Storm, though. Maybe they can get this pick off. They will. Thanks in part to the pit. They've got some just really good AoE control.
And Tower Deny.
Oh, that's nice.
Taking that away from Monet. A little extra value, and then XSS immediately back to bottom. Those are the type of gate kills I think Aster are looking for that Liquid need to be careful of overextending into. And another Static Storm punish on the Ember Spirit before he can get up these defensive items. I mean, that's going to be nice here. Trading out the mids, though. You got to feel like Aster maybe wanted more out of the Storm than Liquid wanted out of the Ember, at least in this early portion of the game. They seem a bit more dependent on him draft-wise, as now Sumail is falling behind.
Yeah. 600 behind the Ember Spirit.
I feel like that's his 3rd death in this game that he didn't get anything out of it. Like, the trade goes to his team, but in terms of himself, it's just purely sacrificial.
Yeah.
Can't ask the king to sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't think he's that much of a sacrificial player.
Well, I guess you can't ask him anything.
Radiant's middle tower
speak your
is
team's
under
language,
attack.
but
that. Today is going to be found. They really got to be careful. These pickoffs are happening constantly now. Slight chains into arrows, slight chains into Mystic Flare.
I really like Skyra match, just for the pickoff potential. I think it's one of these supports that always gives you early game kill threat, which because these kills are worth a lot, it kind of just guarantees you eventually get at least one item and some levels out of it. And I think that's just nice to have. As long as your draft doesn't get punished for having Skywrath in your lineup like a squishy backliner.
Yeah, what do you mean by that? How do you need to shore that up? Do you
What?
Skywrath fight or frontline?
I mean, these supports that generally only offer you aggressive potential sometimes backfire because you don't get a save out of it, you don't get some AoE control. Their scale can be a bit misleading. Like at a certain point, when the defensive items come out for Aster, Skywrath falls off very hard. This hero sucks versus 4-staff. It's terrible versus Glimmer Cape. Pipe kind of owns the hero, right? Greaves, Lotus Orbs, all these dispels, get rid of the silence. That's always been the problem with Skywrath. It's like the Silencer boat. I think Silencer's a bit more robust in terms of he provides a lot more AoE and global ability. But Skywrath is just terrible for utility, so you have to make sure the early game is really good so you can push past that. But it seems like if the kills are worth more and the early game is more reliable, then I like this hero more than I used to, at least conceptually.
It's like a little bit of a risk, but the reward pays off more because kills
so
worth a lot.
It's a bit easier to justify picking this hero because at least you're getting the payoff. Like here's Sumail, still no defensive item. He's just gone. Yeah. Guaranteed.
I will say, I think one note about this matchup, by the way, let's not forget that Sumail played with Liquid for a significant period of time.
That's true.
And I know a lot of the Liquid guys really like Sumail. They liked playing with him quite a bit. They had a lot of fantastic things to say about him. I know iNSaNiA in particular really likes Sumail. So, I mean, I'll say one thing. They probably know a little bit about how Sumail likes to play, likes to think about the game. It feels like they are targeting him hardcore.
Yeah, they know if you gank it 5 times, he's going to be pissed off.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is what they did. They ganked him 5 times in a row. And he's probably pretty mad. Pipe does come out for XXS here. This Underlord is a very powerful hero because it can bring your team back in these 5-on-5s. And XXS, he's top of the board here. He is the strongest hero on the map. Level 12 as well with max action for him. I mean, the 5-on-5 has got to be insane right now for Aster if they can find it. There's a pipe on Zai, but I don't think his pipe is as good as XXS's here. When you have Pugnasuck behind the Storm, who's pretty tanky. Monet, also, if you take a 4-on-4 for Aster, Monet with the Battle Fury is going to be pretty happy in this period. I guess miCKe is also pretty happy with that Midas.
Do you think maxed out Atrophy Aura was the play, out of curiosity? Because I feel like Pit is really good, and the Atrophy Aura isn't that effective this game.
They do have Kinetic Field, which kind of guarantees the second Pit, and maybe just gives you enough lockdown to kill these cores anyway. Atrophy is also pretty nice in these fights, just for the extra right-click, and if you ever win a fight, it helps you convert on the tier 1s. It's a trade-off. I'm okay with this build. I think extra pit points really early game rarely matter. It's like pretty minimal increased duration. We're talking about 1.2 to 1.8 for 3 levels. It's hard to justify a lot of time. Especially if you're not going the Atos build, which he's not. miCKe will be finished as well. Very even game.
He has a shield rune on the Ember Spirit, so it's not going to be that easy with the Static Storm to be able to kill them, but they're going to try. Sure enough, the shield rune gets him through a lot of that damage. Another Slight dodges the glimpse. That's the one thing about that matchup. You do need to try and use the glimpse early while he's still silenced. Otherwise, Remnant or Slight is going to give an escape option against that ability.
Now Aster just bumped this 5, snared and Nisha unable to do anything.
Yeah, they can't stop him.
You're farming a single Ancient camp here. The entire map is Liquid's right now. It feels like Liquid are just slowly clawing their way into a better map state of using the Slark Vision and using the nighttime. This Midas on miCKe definitely was the correct choice this game is. He has felt 0 pressure and has propelled him to a very solid position level.
Gonna go in Sumail again. This time around, though, a pipe and the heals behind him. So they can turn around and start getting aggressive. But boy, that silence lasted a long time. Finally get the glimpse off the vision. Pull boxi back into his doom. Kind of look at Nisha, funny, but I don't think they can do a damn thing about it.
I mean, again, it's another skirmish mid where both Liquid side laners are soaking up the farm.
Flight chains. Man, not only is this Ember Spirit just free to run around wherever he wants, but he's getting kills right in front of the 3 or 4 man of Aster. They're gonna get the punish onto iNSaNiA. Looks like the pipe provides a small bit of tankiness, but not nearly enough.
That's why you love it more right there. Get that big boy right clicks in. Monet is trying to trade with miCKe, maybe against his will. This is not a fair fight.
No, it's not. Yeah, the distance, he can leap away. He's good. Well, maybe he's good.
Slight
Like
cut.
Kane's not yet ready. Nisha hunting.
Nisha has Quelling Blade. You gotta be careful with these slights.
Yeah.
That is a guaranteed stun. He's good.
Yeah, if he's good and if he's fast and if he kind of already knows which tree you're on.
Oh, they found him anyway. Okay.
They do.
Goodbye, Monet. You have been too greedy.
I mean, this is just
Oh, he died to neutral.
so punishing. Oh, he did. That is rough. I mean, every single time it's like they're getting some sort of core kill and then the support gets left behind. Liquid's fine with that. Even worse if the support dies to the neutrals instead.
Something about the way Aster is trying to play this map is not working for them. Liquid are just taking huge advantage of it because the Brood is not being touched. And Zai is just taking way too many camps away from Aster while their Monkey King is getting picked off in the triangle. Like, that should not be happening. I go back to where Aster's heroes are on the map. You got to create some space for this Monkey, not let him just get ganked like that when you're giving up so many camps in the first place. This is kind of just a disaster. They're going to make another smoke with Sumail, who has damage but no offensive or defensive item yet, and they're just going to find nothing while Monet goes back to hitting Ancients. Liquid definitely just outplaying.
Maybe they can get Brood. One's
Something
back,
fine.
kinetic field.
Oh, damn
They
it.
need this kill. Where's the Storm Spirits?
He's mid.
Did bring him with us. And that actually means, if anything, Zai could maybe get a kill on one of these supports with all these spiders he's got. They got to be careful.
I mean, what is happening on the map right now?
I'm not really sure. They're continuing to chase after Zai, but I think Zai knows they can't kill him.
Like, why are you smoking with the Underlord? Right?
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. Because the Underlord can gate to your smoke plays.
Yeah, the Underlord is supposed to be the one who connects globally
His
while he
gate's on
defends
cooldown,
one
but
of these lanes.
I would put him versus the Brood. I would let him match the Brood in the jungle and make 3-man smoke elsewhere. Sumail's almost killing Nisha. In fact, he does kill Nisha mid.
Okay.
This game is very strange. I'm not 100% sure what's happening, but people are dying as Monet looks to return to the grave.
Yeah, he's going back.
Nice find by miCKe. Playing super aggressive up here with that aggro.
Nice body blocking from XXS, but again, by himself, very limited.
Look at that jump.
Oh, Sumail, if he kept going, he would have landed on miCKe, and it could have been a sick kill, but it also would have left him with no mana.
And it'll leave him with no mana anyway, as Pavis saves iNSaNiA's life versus old friend here. Sumail will get resource back up.
Oh, man, fast nullifier for Zai?
Yeah, it's a very interesting itemization. He just wants to remove some of the auras and the decrep from the game. Glimmer is well on Pichu. You're going to suffer here.
I mean, the supports are a big part of Aster's team fight, right? And they won't be able to play the game if a Broodmother runs up from the side and nullifies them.
Because you're going to have BKB on the cores, but this really does punish the supports. So we'll get some revenge on boxi here, who has been a pest to him all game.
Well, he doesn't get the last hit.
That's true, but
He needs the last hit, man. His net worth is suffering.
This does not feel great in this game. This is not one of those snowball storm games. This is a, we play for that mid-late game storm. I still think he can have decent potential in the team fights just because Liquid have no BKB lockdown here. Yeah. So this BKB time for Monet and Sumail is going to be really important, especially if you can steal a Roshan out of it. Because normally I'd say Roshan looks to be Liquid's with the Brood on like the dire side Rosh Pit control with nighttime Slark. But if you can force it during a day period and just abuse the Wukong Underlord with the Pugna Ward down, that is also pretty powerful and hard for Liquid to run into.
Middle tower is under attack.
Lotus, that might help things a little bit. Remove the chains, remove the silence. And remove the Rod of Atos for iNSaNiA.
He's a chonky boy.
Yeah, he's thick as hell.
I think he could even be more farm this game. I think Aster missed a lot of the mid-game map efficiency here.
Yeah, the part where he's like kind of running around towards mid, but not really getting anything done.
This is 4-0 and 4. But this Midas Slark just went to town, and he has not been pressured at all as miCKe continues to explode.
Yeah, why they haven't spoke to miCKe's side of the map once, I think.
Maybe he just felt it's too hard with the pressures being exerted from the Nisha 3-man hit squad, but he's almost level 18. He is level 18. That's crazy.
Sumail needs a save. BoBoKa gets him with a 4-staff, a little bit of a heal, but it's not enough. The Mystic Seal plus the Nullifier go to them. I mean, it is a great static store. They need the Monkey King, though, to be able to follow this one up. It lands right in the middle of the two supports. We'll be able to get that. Plus the glimpse back on Zai. If they could kill a core out of this, it would all be very much worth it.
Gonna turn with the BKB.
Yeah, they get back into it, chains onto 2, and they manage to get a pounce plus a cut tree onto the Monkey King. So he's out of this fight for a bit. Getting around the margins here. Picho is going to be chased underneath the tower. Monet tries to save him and will be successful. Think about playing the wall right now. XXS right next to him. Can they get the control onto Zai? A glimpse back, perhaps? It's not available. Glimmer Cape goes down.
Mana. He got the mana.
Oh, that one. Thankfully. Jeez, they could not let Zai get away with this. Surely he's going to die, right?
Sumail respawn will secure it. Yeah. Nullifier definitely did work there. He's going to look for another jump on the rune. It's a regen.
Oh, he got it.
Gabe, thank you very much.
Got the rune. Can he control him up long enough for the pit to come in? XXS is here. Hits it with the pit. The Firestorm. The damage, it's enough. Sumail was back into the game. He may not have gotten that kill, but he gets 289 for the assist, and he got 1,000 gold, I think, or something close to it earlier for that other kill.
Finish up his BKB. He won't even need BoBoKa to regen back up, and that right click from XXS. That did Nisha dirty, man. That was a plus 300 atrophy aura right click at the end because he had it all off the kills. This hero hits hard for a utility-based core.
Yeah, if he's just sticking around team fights where heroes are dying.
It's a pretty solid fight for Aster in the end, but you can definitely tell that Liquid's timing here with the BKB on Nisha and that Nullifier on Zai definitely messed with the support utility value. It took him a long time to wear through that period and stall it out. Boom. See you later, son.
Nisha definitely playing a bit too greedy there in that fight, though. There was no reason to try and kill that storm.
Stupendous.
Sent a message.
Yeah.
I think they've sent that message a few times. I'm not sure. I think Sumail's gotten the message. Maybe he hasn't responded yet, but he's definitely received it.
That's probably true.
You could see the double check mark. You know he's read it.
You know he received it, but he didn't respond. Just left it on read. Yeah. That's the story of my life right there. Hey, Sumail, you want to build a team? Left on read.
Left on red. Who says left on read?
I don't know. I'm just saying it, man. Stop making fun of my pronunciation.
17-23, Liquid. They have been winning this game for a while, but it does feel like that last fight has been a bit of a slip-up. They're not that far ahead in net worth.
And I think that was a fight they wanted to go better with the Nullifier purchase that now Aster's going to have like a chance to react to, kind of play around a bit, and you're going to get to this third item on the Monkey and the Storm, which I think is a pretty big power spike for them. If you're Liquid, you still kind of want to use this nighttime with the Slark and his levels. I mean, miCKe is still incredibly strong in this game. It's almost level 20, which is just crazy. This Midas in all that solo time. It's just done wonders for him. If he can get this talent up, get to another small item here, he's going to be very happy to take that fight. I'd probably just give him Aegis. And XXS, my friend.
Yeah, he's going
in the
for
wrong
it. They're going
neighborhood.
through the portal right now, trying to get there in order to bail him out, but XXS, it will die.
What was that?
They do not go through the portal.
Did he just not think they were roaching?
I don't think they knew they were roaching.
All right, well, he just goes through the gate and says, "What's up?" And they say, "Yeah, what's up?" And just destroy him instantly, get a bunch of stacks off it. So they get Roach and the Slug, and that'll be Aegis to Nisha. Okay. I was thinking you could maybe give it to miCKe here, just because he has Ags. It's like a guaranteed initiation, but they'll give it to Nisha, and they'll give Gem to miCKe on top of Shard. So you have Depth Shroud up, you have level 20 talent, and Gem on Slark right now. Your map is going to absolutely disappear in the next 2 minutes, as he's already killing your obs. The vision is just going to be a nightmare to play into right now for Aster. They're going to have to clump a bit more, which means you're really going to get out-farmed. Liquid can take full advantage of this, continue to scale, and get to those next set of control items, which will be Hex for Zai and Kai Assange.
I think I would feel a lot better about the scaling for Aster if Storm Spirit wasn't so low on net worth. Because I think they actually, if him and Pichu have a good amount of net worth, if they both get Aghanim Scepter, their team fight is insane. And they could actually have answers to the Slark, but I feel like if you don't get Disruptor Ags and you don't ever get that setup from the Storm Spirit,
might just be dependent on your shot.
yeah.
BoBoKa's gonna get found.
He's gonna be able to get away. Ooh! Ooh! Yeah!
Yeah,
Awesome
show him who's
timeout.
boss. Okay, he's gone.
Got a few extra seconds out of it.
Yeah, made him work for it. Whoops, on the miCKe. Well, force the BKB. That was an early BKB.
Yeah, it was.
I maybe afraid of like a Boundless Strike snap into the burst. It had to be. They're gonna wear through it, and now he's on the run. Still has Depth Shroud, but that's it. Got Sumail's BKB out of it, so I guess it was even overall.
That also felt a little premature. Both teams, I guess, being a little bit jumpy.
Why are they so jumpy, man?
Well, it's an important matchup.
They're at the Ayana estate. Relax.
Yeah, but I think both these teams have something to prove.
What is that? What does Liquid have to prove?
That they aren't washed up after Dream League.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, what do Aster have to prove?
That they can be a functioning team with a player that doesn't speak English.
I don't think you can prove that.
What do you mean? They won against I don't remember who they beat, but they also went 1-1 against Team Spirit. So they're currently 3-1. That's pretty good.
I feel like Aster haven't won an actual series in a long time. They just keep finding these like.
What do you mean? They 2-0'd somebody.
That's not an actual series though.
Why not?
I mean, if it was a BO3, we all know Team Spirit are a game 2 and 3 team, but when it's only 2 games, that doesn't count.
Okay, so they won 1 Team Spirit. I'm going to find the team that they 2-0.
All right, I'll continue to commentate on the match we're watching. As Aegis is 2 minutes left for Nisha with Arcane Rune. He's tanked up a bit with Dandelion Amulet plus that Kai Assange.
Oh, never mind.
And just going Shiva. So the Nisha is
They 2-0'd IG, by the way.
2-0'd IG?
Yeah, I don't think that one really counts.
Can you name the 5 players on IG, Camp?
I don't want to. Emo, 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 and emo. It's the only player I care about.
Quick smoke from Aster. Gonna find nothing here. I still think their read of the map this game has been off. Taking huge advantage of it. Some of that has been the Liquid pressure too. Give them props for identifying the pressure point they wanted to really lean on, which was this Storm elimination from the game, and they did that. And it created a lot of space for their cores on the sides of the map. Now up to 8k gold lead. Level advantage also in their favor. And they finished up this Hex on Zai, so the control is there between his Nullifier and Hex. It's going to be a problem. Instantly put the juice on the
kind of baiting a little bit. Does Sumail kick off the BKB? I think they just need to get out of this fight, though. It's not looking
trying to turn.
great. Sumail's trying to finish off Zion. They get the glimpse back onto him, and they do manage to finish him off. But now the Storm Spirit no longer has that BKB that supports. Will tear him apart. miCKe does take a lot of damage, though. Damn.
Yeah, Chase is on here. He gets some glimpses. Nisha's in the back with Arcane Rune. They are surviving him.
2 more seconds for another glimpse. Don't need it for the iNSaNiA kill.
Oh, if they can get some vision here. Gate to try and find it. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the punish. That's a pretty long jump.
Yeah, they get up to boxi. They use the BKB. And they'll at least get that. Really was a very poorly timed Boundless Strike, but it doesn't matter. You're still a star. Double kill for you.
Yeah, I'll push him up to #1 here all of a sudden. This miCKe is getting to be a problem. They don't have the best answers for just man-fighting him, especially in the Wukong. And their burst is not great because their burst is relying on the spell damage, which if you get BKB off like we saw there, doesn't matter, right? Like, okay, you get Storm to 300 HP, but once you bounce BKB, nobody's doing anything to him. That was a big turning point in that fight. Big point in this game, because I think if Liquid crushed that fight with that Hex, you're potentially just looking at a Rax in like a 15k gold lead. And that's too much to surmount here. But Aster survived it. Buy time for this miCKe Butterfly to go to work. And they're still looking for a glimpse on the map. miCKe got him with a glimpse. He's gone.
Yeah, no BKB, and he doesn't get off his ultimate.
That is a huge find right now. 80 seconds with no Slark on the map. Did he still have the gem as well? He did. So that is a gem gained by Aster, but more importantly, taken away from the Slark. They lost so many wards to that in the last 10 minutes here. Really big pickup in terms of the map control, especially when you're looking towards this next Roshan, which was Liquid's to get, Liquid's to claim and Liquid's to end the game with. Not so certain now. You're going to be able to contest this with a double Dispel miCKe, level 20 plus now as well with his talent. An Elven Tunic on top of Butterfly. That is why that Bloodthorn came out from miCKe. They're trying to deal with the evasion stacking here on Monet. I mean, the panel was talking about the evasion from the Brood on the lane, but now it's the miCKe who has proven too hard to hit here.
Seems like potentially both you and the panel could be.
Let's not jump to conclusions as Sumail jumps stuff when we should, but no follow-up.
More staff, Lotus Orb, a lot of resources to be able to get him out there. Zai taking a tier 3,
he's
but Aster are committing. They're going to get the full lane of barracks. Are they going to get caught, though, on their way out? Sumail going to try and run some interference. XXS actually boldly going forward. He's ready to go. Whenever his team can get back here, they can go on the Broodmother, but for now, they're just trying to get away safely. Finally, the miCKe can join in here and start going for the kill on his Zai, while XXS is going to go through the gates here. They're going to show up. Zai is going to be in big-time trouble. Glimpse back now that XXS is here, and he is dead. All he got out of it was a range barracks, too.
Still looking for BoBoKa, and they should find him here.
Oh, no, he has the gem. Oh, drop the gem off. Right it. Nobody see it. Oh, iNSaNiA saw it.
Should have hit it in the tree somewhere.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to put it further in, but didn't work.
Well, unfortunate for Aster that they could not rescue that. They do have a gem of their own, so there's some parity here. And honestly, just getting a lot of the Liquid deep wards off the map during this time period is pretty nice. Because if we look at the map now, there's 2 obs bottom for Liquid, but these are not the ones they wanted in their state of the game. And that lead has gotten dropped down to 2K. A lot of that is on Monet, so this game kind of rests on whether the miCKe lives or dies. Especially if he gets bursted off a Hex or something. But if you don't burst Monet off a Hex, he has Manta and BKB, so double Dispel. Like, you can't just silence this miCKe and do anything to him anymore. And he's looking for that level 25 talent. Additional Wukong ring would be massive in a game that is coming down to who wins the next Roshan.
Yeah, for me, that was the other part. You said, like, whether or not they burst down Monet, or whether or not Monet's Wukong's command is actually, like, in the right area. But if he gets to level 25, it's all but guaranteed it's going to have massive teamfight impact.
And that's where you can just get to the pit on Aster. You also guarantee that Liquid have to fight into that.
Yeah, that's true, and Roshan is up.
This is where I expect Aster to just go to this dire Roshan pit and set up. Just do it as 5. Liquid are going to try and run interference. Before that happens,
trying to run more into Monet. They're going to run to support too. They're going to kill the Disruptor right away. A big kill, especially for miCKe. He is now going to be able to go straight onto XXS immediately afterwards. Hits him with the pounce. They're going to try and turn it back around, but miCKe protecting himself with his F-Shroud. Wukong's command now has to use defensively here, but BoBoKa, he's going to be able to get away. Still doesn't save XXS though. Too much damage. Liquid now be able to get the scythe onto Sumail. Pops the BKB. He tries to go for the supports. They're too healthy. He goes for he out.
Got him.
Oh, what? How did they get that kill? I thought he was away for sure.
The last Slark right-click travels the world and finishes him off. So many stacks for miCKe. He's just hitting XXS the entire time.
164 agility on miCKe, and this is where team fights are so bad. In the late game against a Slark, if he wins that fight, all of a sudden he has a shit ton of damage and he turns it right back around on your building.
He's going to get double backs on this. That was a great position of a team fight for Liquid. They did not let Aster get set up around the pit. Instantly find the Disruptor to open up the fight for Slark, and then miCKe's just off to the races. If that takes a 4-staff out, it takes a Static Storm out. Looking for even more Monet.
Mystic Flare, so much damage, but Monet does get off his BKB, and they'll head back to the fountain. Leave the Disruptor behind, though.
Yeah, but now he has no BKB.
Yeah, all the more reason to go to Roche right now.
Auto.
Yeah, I think he wants to go use the portal to get it to it back. That way?
That would make sense. Nice little heads-up play. Speed it up.
Though, is it really faster when you're Slark and
that's what I was wondering.
Super fast at nighttime?
There's a gemstone on the ground up here as well that Liquid did not spot that Aster know about. Zai ran over it, but did not see it. Oh, his spider saw it.
Did they get it finally?
Yeah, they got it. Gem recovered here. Another big pickup. And it'll be an Aster smoke to try and contest the roast. This is a much more difficult assault than it is in defense for their lineup. I guess you get in there with the Wukong, you're happy. but this is going down really fast. I don't know if you're getting here in time. Sumail would have to blind jump. He has Arcane Rune. Really big room for the fight. You know, look.
Liquid spreading out a little bit. The jump inside of the pit. Gets the vision, spots Nisha. Nisha going to use his BKB while miCKe goes straight for Monet. Look, the Wukong's command is already out. Eventually his ult is going to wear on miCKe as well. So he turns to boBoKa, goes for the support and does manage to get that one. Meanwhile, Sumail locked in by the change, but doesn't get hit by the bounce. He gets away. XXS opening a portal to try and get out of here. Does manage to do so. The Pounds can't hold him. Cannot lock him away from that one while Monet hops away through the trees. So Liquid do have control of the pit, should be able to get second row.
There's just no control for Aster.
Yeah.
They can't see miCKe for the entire fight thanks to old BKB and Death Shroud. There's nothing keeping anybody in Wukong because Pichu is just dying off the bat to the Broodmother with Nullifier Hex. And you don't really have a good stun. You have like a single Vortex pull, that's it. All these AoE is just getting kited out by Liquid, who are spreading the fight very well.
I mean, the way they went out of the pit, they all went like outside the pit in like 5 different directions.
Yes. It feels like Aster are the ones who need nullifiers, who need hexes or something for the backline supports, because they can't find the Mirana or the Skywrath either.
That for me is where the Ag Storm Spirit plus the Ag's Disruptor. Right, that combination I think is what allows you to get the lockdown for Wukong's command.
I agree. Those are just so far away.
Yeah.
And Sumail is looking for the Hex here. But Liquid have just run away with the last 10 minutes. And now you have an Aegis on miCKe, who's finished that Scotty and got to his level 25 before Monet. Really big momentum shift. Mind Breaker on top of it for a little extra silence. He is hitting fast, and he's hitting damn hard, and he's going to keep those stacks forever. So if you give him another fight like we saw earlier where he gets like 30 stacks off the Underlord, that just might be the game. Because I don't know if you're killing the Slark with that much agi on top of him.
Yeah, it's so much time that you have to like stall and wait and not fight again.
And the control is still being looked at for Aster. They're trying to get to the Ags on Pichu, but that is very far away. And BoBoKa's been building towards this Hex for a long time on Pugna. It's just damn slow.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And this is going to be the push from Liquid before that control comes online. There's got insta-Wukong. Okay.
See, they get the fast wheel on his side. They almost had him too. The BKB goes off. miCKe is almost dead though. He does have an Aegis, he does have Depth Shroud, and they have a hard time being able to finish him off, but they finally do.
He has
BKB life.
He is good here no matter what.
BKB is immediately going to be used, so he's away.
I think Aster is super happy with that though.
Yeah.
Like you use a 60-second cooldown Wukong basically once it's out to get rid of the Aegis and almost kills Eye. That is a big loss for Liquid. I think that is a Roshan they wanted to end this game with, and now you're going to have to push towards the next one, and this game's going to get stalled out. Pretty much what Aster wanted out of that.
It would have been a lot happier if they could have killed Zai, but the Depth Shroud save from miCKe.
I mean, that is the issue. That's why you need more items here so you can take those longer fights. The high ground push is what's hard in this game for Liquid. That's why I say they wanted a lot more out of it, because you have to deal with Underlord Pugna going high ground, plus the Wukong in a setup objective area, and Fountain jumping Storm. That's just a nightmare to end the game.
Even more so when it just comes down to one lane of barracks, so you can't even like split push them or something.
Nope. And that'll be level 25 for Monet. So the Mega Wukong is up. That'll help him at least fight in that area for Aster. The issue is still, if you don't have good control in the jump, you can't see the Slark, you're not hitting him in it. And the Brood is going in and out of the fight. So Hex for BoBoKa, big lockdown item for sure. He has the Aether Lens to help him use it. That is going to be a strong initiation tool, but it's also going to require BoBoKa running in aggressively on a Pugna, which is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I do wonder what his thought process is with that.
Well, he wants to Hex.
Yeah, but like, is he going to be able to? Because Zai has just been destroying him every fight. Zai just shows up, nullifiers him, boom, he's dead.
Yeah, but that's not Skelly Boy's job. That's everybody else's job.
Okay. Well, we'll see if he can pull it off. Certainly easier when you're high ground.
I almost feel like this Hex is, it's not really an initiation Hex. It's like the Slark's ult Depth Shroud runs out and then you Hex him. Or the Ember BKB is out and you Hex the Ember, right? I don't think BoBoKa is ever going to start a fight with Hex. Unless you maybe catch Nisha remnanting in without a BKB, which in theory shouldn't happen once he knows this is up.
Or Zai runs at you, Hex.
Yeah, you might catch it on the Brood.
I mean, it does at least force the Broodmother to use BKB earlier.
Yes, that's the nice part. But I'm saying you want to set the fight up in that way, and a Revenant's Brooch for Sumail He was thinking about Hex as well, but he was just going for the straight damage on
That is weird. Force Staff gets him away from the pounce. miCKe still going to go for these supports, though. Meanwhile, the Storm Seer is going to be dipping back and forth. miCKe looking to finish off the Disruptor. Finally does manage to get the Wukong's command is out, but no lockdown. Once again, Liquid able to play the edges of this one almost immediately. Glimpse back, going to be able to grab. Oh, they got him with the grab at the same time. Now the Storm Spirit dies for that one, but being able to kill the Ember Spirit like that is massive. Problem's going to be the stacks. The stacks, they're getting bigger for miCKe, and he is just turning up onto XXS now. The kinetic field stopping the pounce, actually. Maybe they can get back safely. With the glimpse back onto the Broodmother.
He got E-bladed, trying to save him for a bit. It's not enough. It's not.
It's not. Oh, God. He finally died to the Thunderstrike. miCKe is going to be able to pounce over to the side, but another glimpse is available.
They just want the vision, the gate again.
The gate. Get him with the glimpse back. miCKe instantly sides up, and Aster will win the fight.
It was a draw it out.
Close call, but it win.
Those kills are so close for Aster to get, and if Liquid can get out of that, heal up and re-engage, they're maybe happy. But man, buyback from Pichu instrumental there. We see how much work he did with those glimpses once the BKBs are out. You're not going to have that buyback every fight. There's a reason miCKe has been focusing the Disruptor every engagement. Like, it secures all those big core kills at the end. Glimpse on the Ember to kill him in the Wukong off double stack crit. Maybe a little lucky, but they probably would have got him anyway.
I mean, also the grab from Sumail was at the same time as he got glimpse back.
Secured the really nice. Sacrificed his life, by the way. That is what a true core player does. Then they got the glimpse on the Brood to finish him off, and the glimpse on the Slark. So that is the control lining up here for Aster. Daedalus at the perfect time for Monet definitely pays off. He did not have buyback for that. Risky purchase.
And now he might even be able to get a refresher, which will seriously, like, they had an issue there, killing things inside of the Wukong's command for a minute. If you have a second one, that really gives you a plan B in these fights.
He's really strong now. The damage is starting to ramp up for Aster because they got that Daedalus, they got the Revenant's Brooch, it's going to pierce a lot of the Agi Hero's armor here, and they finished up AC for XXS. So that's just going to amp it up even further. This is a nice trifecta of late game items for Aster, and if you're Liquid, you get nags on Nisha, and you finished up another item for miCKe if he wants to buy out for it and sell the Midas for a second nullifier, but you're kind of peeking out here in terms of your damage ramp. Maybe level 25 on the Ember is another thing you can hit, but it does seem like this late game ball for Aster is gonna become an issue if you're not getting the Slark stacks up.
Yeah, what would you replace his Hand of Midas?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, he's thinking Nullifier. Nullifier is good. I wouldn't mind some extra attack speed either, but I don't really know what that is.
I like the Nullifier just because I think it's still, like we saw, he was trying to kill the Disruptor and then the Decrepify stalled him out for like 3 seconds. Those 3 seconds are really important.
I agree. The Nullifier does feel like a mandatory item here. I mean, the damage is decent, especially when you build up the stacks, then you're just fully online.
If they can get next Roshan and Aster, especially if it's going to be an Aghanim Scepter, they have so many good Aghanim Scepters to get. Monkey King, I think, is probably the one they're going to give it to, but again, I'm talking about Storm Spirit and Disruptor, I think are really good. I mean, just imagine this Monkey King with even more statues around.
They've wanted to Roche the whole game, right?
Yeah.
They're just waiting for Liquid to mess up a little so they can get it. Liquid have been pretty disciplined. They're going to push in this bottom lane and threaten the last racks here. So that's going to force Aster to respond. You have to be careful with these pushes with the glimpse. I mean, you can trade a BKB for it, but you don't want to have to.
Yeah, they don't really have... I mean, they have Gabe, but they don't have, like, a Boots of Travel hero to be able to, like, deal with the push, but still be able to join in the fight.
And we're getting to the point where the most important thing in this game is buybacks and where that Roshan happens. We have all the core buybacks up except for Sumail here. He's still struggling to keep his net worth up.
It's going to be so awkward. Roshan's going to spawn, but I think they're going to be in some sort of standoff, and it might actually switch sides.
It's a weird spot to fight for Aster.
miCKe just jumping straight in, immediately using the BKB and going for the Disruptor. Force Staff gets him away, but he's able to pursue with another pounce, and they'll finish him off. That's going to be a dieback for the 5 position. They are going on the Skyrim Mage at the same time. Looks like miCKe is going to be locked down. Pops his BKB though. Oh man, there are a lot of stacks going on miCKe right now, but the heals are coming through from BoBoKa on the high ground. iNSaNiA's going to try and deal with them. Finds BoBoKa, but he get a Force Staff down to low ground. miCKe is still healthy and still getting more and more stacks, and this fight is getting harder and harder for Aster. They cannot have the control anymore. Monet is actually going to be swept up, and there's too many heroes from Liquid. They run him over. Buybacks available for Aster, but it's looking like they have to forfeit this Roshan to Liquid.
Man, Nisha did so much damage in that fight. It's insane. I also want to point out this Stormcrafter. I don't know how much damage Stormcrafter did in that fight, but I feel like I saw it proc like 10 times. 3-second cooldown on this spell. He's just remnanting in over the top of everybody. This thing procs off cooldown. You're getting 2 Shiva's guards off as well. Crazy damage coming out from the Lake King Ember. It really helps miCKe stick in these engagements and just start building the stacks up. And really good target prioritization, Liquid, and a great area for them to fight in. Again, not letting Aster just set up on an objective. They get Zai out of the Wukong, but that's it. And he has instant buyback here, so he's able to return.
Zai also gave up his life to go on BoBoKa, who he sights him, and that stops any potential save on the Disrupt.
And the Disruptor had to fly, so they knew if he's out for good, and now they're fighting for the barracks. miCKe, he still has stacks here.
They're going to use their buybacks. miCKe goes in for the dive, and he's going to be psyched up. They got him through the dark path, but they couldn't focus him, and XXS is in trouble, man. miCKe, even if he doesn't get a kill out of this, he has gotten so many stacks up.
And Moonlight Shadow is really helping him going in and out of these fights. Disruptor is back up here for Aster, so if you're Liquid, you gotta care about glimpses, but miCKe does not care about anything, man. The attack speed is out of control.
Goes for the back, but instantly psyched up. Sumail gets off his BKB. Once again, trying to target the... Oh, what is going on? They're going for the throne? What a play!
Oh, the game!
Aster, they can't actually win this fight, but they could go for the throne.
They don't have Wukong.
Now they're going to try and go back.
Wait, the gate's out. They're committed.
Yeah, they're committed. They have to stick around, but at the same time, miCKe has so much damage.
He has way too many stacks.
Through the throne, you're right. Too many stacks. An attempt by Aster to turn the game around.